can create a design similar to this. But as I'm showing you this is only one style that you can do. The tools that I'm going to show you will help you create your own designs for your own custom products. I'm just going to show you how I got here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. And I'm going to start out with typing my name. This is Phenomenal, my business name. And just to give you a little background, I am working in Adobe Illustrator CC 2020. And what I have done is reset my workspace to the essential workspace. How do I reset my workspace? That's if you've been working in the program, maybe you've been playing around and you want to get back to the basics. What you're going to do is you're going to hit Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. This will take you back to your standard workspace if you kind of deviated from that already. So I have my Phenomenal typed here. Let's go back one more time. How did I get this Phenomenal here? There are a couple different ways that we can use what Adobe Illustrator calls the type tool. So when you see this T, this is your type tool. So you can, one, create a type box, which most people are used to working with. If you're coming from Microsoft Illustrator or any kind of publisher, you have to create a type box. With Illustrator, a great thing you can do is you can just freeform type, which means when you select your type tool, you hit your workspace and you just start to type. Just great. So the next thing we're going to do from here, after we selected our type tool, typed in what we want, we're going to go to a nice effect option, which is called the warp tool. So you're going to go to Effects, Warp, and for the particular design that we're doing today, I use the Arc tool. Now, as you see here, when we use the Arc tool, you not only have an option to select the design tool that you want, but you can also adjust it. Here, you adjust the bend. And this is just pretty much how exaggerated you would like that arc to go. And which side you would like the distortion to vary to. If you want to keep it in the center as such, you just leave it at 0%. I have mine a little backwards. So, and it's very cool how you can adjust these things. And this is also how you create depth in your art. You see now it looks like it's coming more out towards me. Here it's like it's folded back. Okay, so we're going to keep it about at 20. I think I have like 23%. 3%. From here, it's going to get extremely easy, you guys. So, and this is a little trick. If you want to keep the same format, keep it equally, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep it evenly dispersed throughout your artwork. You just copy and paste. Copy and paste is going to be your best friend when it comes to having artwork that is clean, even, and it's just all around a great design to me. And it keeps you from having to do each one of these steps over and over again so that you can get that same format. So what I'm going to do is, so that I can create my second word, I'm going to copy. And you can go to Edit, Copy, or follow the quick tools that you have on your Mac or PC. I'm working with a Mac, so I use Command C. And to paste, Command V. Bring it up under here. And I'm going to type in graphics. So as you can see, same arc, arch, and right now same font size. hit that same Control C, Control V. I think I had always great service. Gonna do the same thing for each word. I haven't changed any of the font sizes just yet. I want to get all my words in first. Now, once I've completed getting the words in, what I want to do is just go ahead and play with the sizes. What you can do to apply different sizes to your words, you're going to do, you can highlight it, and you can use your character window that's going to come up on the side here to either decrease or increase your font size. You can also select your type that you want to make a different size. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. Select one of the, we'll go to the outer bounds of your selection window, and when you see that arrow come out, you press shift, and we're hitting shift and holding down shift because we don't want to lose the shape of our font. So what we're going to do is drag it out. We're going to drag it in to make it smaller. Right now we want to keep it the same. Want to keep it a smaller size than our grade. So let's take it in just a little bit. Alright, and zoom back out. So now we have the top of our artwork that we set to replicate in the beginning. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all. And you can do that by just taking your arrow and dragging it across all of your font or your graphic, whichever you have. You're going to copy and you're going to hit paste in place, which is going to be Command F. And from here, we're going to go ahead and group this so we can move it together, since we're moving the same object, but we want it to, you know, move it over vertically. I'm going to do shift, and you do shift so that you can angle it, rotate it, and it still be an even rotation. So you're going to do a 180-degree rotation, and you can either do that by moving it with the mouse, or you can always go to Object, Transform, Rotate, and type in the degree you want it to be rotated. So we're going to take that, and then we're just going to move it down to create the other side of our artwork we have here. And as you see, it's kind of out of whack, but that's okay because we can always move that. We can adjust that. And it's going to look a little weird at first, just because we just did a major move, a major rotation. But once you get it correctly aligned, you'll see that it's going to look like an exact reflection. And you may have to play with it just a bit, but you'll get it. Alright, and here we go. So now you have typography with the mirror effect. And now all we want to do is add color. So to add color, if you want to change the whole thing, you just highlight the entire space, and you're going to double click, and you change it to the color that you wish to change it to. If you are using this to do a vinyl t-shirt or anything that requires some type of vector design, what you want to do is, or anything that needs to be transferred, like as in a file that you need to deliver to a printer or anything like that, I always recommend that you take your text and you turn it into an object, so that when anyone pulls up this artwork, they won't have a problem with trying to find the font. So what you're going to do is highlight all of your text. And a good thing that Illustrator has, I think it's the perfect tool when you're changing types of objects. You just go to type, and then you want to go to create outlines. And now your font has been turned into individual objects. However, when you have warped text, there's one more step that you need to take so that everything can stay properly aligned. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to objects and you're going to flatten transparency. And what this does, and make sure you're at 100% raster vector balance. You want it to be all the way vector, no raster. You can leave the basic the basic settings, hit OK, and now you see you have perfect alignment. So you won't have to worry about when someone pulls up your file, or even when you pull up your file, maybe it's on another computer that you may be using your software on, that computer won't try to find the font, and that may not be uploaded on that computer. So from here, you will go on to save, and you'll be all done. For now, I'm going to leave this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another artboard, which you can do here. Go to edit artboards, and you simply add another one. And I'm just going to show you a few more tips that can help you enhance your typography. So here we just see hello, but there are ways that we can make this a better hello, if I would say. So one thing I do like to do is play with different fonts, just to see if what meshes and how I can make something look a little more cooler. So let's take the H for example. I love mixing scripts and other fonts together, decorative fonts. I just love playing with fonts, you guys. And this is one way to do so. Taking different fonts and playing with them and see how they mesh together. So here we now have two different fonts. I also like to play with various variant type sizes. So what I'll do is I'll highlight one letter that I would like to maybe emphasize the most, and I will change it. This is a lot of times how I play with designing logos that are type based. So you can play with, just like we did the typography on this first artboard, you can either type in your font size here, or another option that Illustrator offers is your touch type tool. Your touch type tool allows you to keep your text in one type line, but you can edit individual letters or gifs. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to play with it, and I brought it off my artboard, so I'm going to just decrease the size so that it can get back on there. And you can always change the shape of your artboard. So here now I have an interesting looking hello. I'm going to give you a couple more tips on how you can, create different designs using your type. Type is not limited to the form that it is in. You can make it anything that you want. And as you see, I'm just playing with the colors. I love vibrant colors. So now we have hello. Doesn't look anything like the hello that we started out with. And if you want a reminder of how we started, I'm going to take you all the way back. And what I'm doing, I'm just pressing undo. Good old undo. So now we have hello. If you just want to be reminded of what we came from, I'm going to just sit right here. Okay, so another tool that we can use is after we're going to go ahead and turn this font into an outline just so we can manipulate it a little bit more. Because once it's an outline, it turns into a basic shape. Like a circle, like a square, triangle. You can manipulate it from this point. So what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in here. And oftentimes what I do to set, my businesses aside from each other when I do logo fonts, I play with and manipulate the fonts. That way, it's going to be completely unique from anything you've ever seen because I manipulated it that way so it can be that. So I'm going to take my L and we're just going to do something funky and weird with it just so you can see how exactly you can play with a font. So let's just say this company has a thing for arrows. So what I would do is take this. Let's say this company is called Hello Downs. Or Hello Downs. We can say that. It's a weird name, I know, but just for design's sake. Not Hello Downs. We're going to take that back. It just don't sound right. We're just going to say they got a thing for arrows. Or let's say they make custom compasses. So what we're going to do is we're going to create them a t-shirt design for a compass. Okay. So I have now turned one of the L's into this abstract looking arrow, and I did that by just clicking on the points and adjusting them, which is very cool, very unique. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up some things. What we're going to do is take a line from our line segment tool, and we're going to cut the bottom of this arrow. So I'm going to make sure our line is straight. And we're going to take it, and mind you, this is just a little fun to show you some different tools in Illustrator. We're going to take it, clip it here, delete, and now we have an arrow in our hello. So we're going to play with our O a bit. We're going to take that off. We can leave it on, but we're going to make it bigger. Let's make that opening a little bigger, and let's move it. Now, and it's going to look a little funky, but we're just playing around just to see what we can create. And as you see, I have taken what came from a simple hello until something completely abstract, completely crazy, but it's different. It's a cool design that can be used for a shirt. Someone could even want to use it for a logo. And we can always, make it a little less dramatic. I can delete this. I can bring the L back and just keep it here. I can make this anything that I want to make it. That's kind of what I want you guys to understand. There are no limits to design. As creative as your mind goes, that's as creative as your designs can get. You don't have to be limited within the constraints of what someone can teach you. Always take these tutorials, these lessons, and go beyond. Just sit, play, and learn. I honestly, before I went to school and received my degree in design, I pretty much taught myself. I went to school so that I could get the fundamental tools behind what I already knew, just to kind of sharpen my iron. So just know you can always, always, always push the envelope. You are your own designer, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. As long as you're happy and your client happy and your customer base is happy, you're good to go. So that completes the tutorial on typography. Please, you guys, stay tuned. Tell me what you think, and I will see you guys during the next tutorial. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.